Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Alright, so we finally got another end. Jeez, America's ass. Alright, we got an end to another pretty much, anime that either people really wanted to end or they actually were enjoying and just needed to understand what the show was trying to go for. And strangely enough, this show didn't really go for much. I don't know how to explain it, but with this week's episode going into this weird super being transformation and all of the things that this guy wanted, our main guy to do in general, it just was pushed to such a extent that we could tell. I'm going to take this super. We could tell that whatever was going on in the background, like if, well, I guess I gotta speak for myself. I can't say that everybody felt this way, but from where I was sitting, it felt like there was definitely more that either could have been said or that was left out in some type of way, shape, or form. And I don't know why I get that feeling. Sometimes I just do, but another thing kind of gives that indication is just the fandom in general, like how disappointed they are with what they gotten. Not to mention that I kind of usually waited for this show to get out. Whenever the show showed up, I let it get out for a little bit and like roam for not. I won't watch it as soon as it comes out because sometimes the subtitles are really horrid. So that was another thing that just didn't help the show and as a whole. We first have a show that is not the greatest thing to look at, and then you go on the flip side and the wording, the actual choices that they're using to translate what we've heard these Japanese characters or Japanese voice actors say time and time again. Sometimes it comes up as different stuff, and other times it's usually always the same. So to see it completely off topic from what they're saying or something was just kind of cruel for the fandom of this show already trying to get into this. But yeah, there was one callback to episode 1 in this where he pretty much had the old man goes to his last ditch effort after pretty much using everything at his disposal. I'm talking kids who are powerful and have reactors like Zero, stealing their powers all the way down to straight up killing off people who gave him the ability to even give a fight to this man. Uh, he also like threw multiple upon multiple people who just self-destructed on him. It was ridiculous how much like he's put our main character through, and to see him still like coming up out of all this like fine, in the case of just not dying overall, it's pretty nutty, and kind of gives you a perspective how strong or how much endurance he truly has if they ever want to establish like a much stronger opponent, because this is by far the strongest thing we've ever seen him face. Not only that, he wasn't really capable of putting up that much of a fight against him after having all the things pop off prior to this situation. So it makes a lot of sense as to why he's like weakened and can't do as much as he should be able to, compared to just having him do that and it being like that. So uh, the reason why, yeah, so he had all those kids and different people. He even tried to save one of the kids, so he even wasted some of his reactor power or his stamina to help and still wound up not being capable to. So it's stuff like that that they're kind of just setting up that really gives me the indication that they got a lot set up in the like there's probably a lot going on in the manga, and I'm just hoping that if I do go and read it, that there's a lot to see and actually enjoy in there. So, all that being said, I hope you guys have some type of better perspective on this show, because I mean, this show was getting trashed left and right, and I understood why. It's just that instead of jumping in and trashing it, I just wanted to see A, how it ended, and B, if it really does get this much hate, what can I see in this series that I might see ahead of times in another series that it starts happening, where the issue already starts to lie. It's a good experience just to see what shows garner so much hatred, from what choices they make throughout the anime, from the, leaving the source material to make an animation, and people getting just furious and frustrated at the things that translated over. So I don't know. I'm interested in that type of stuff, even though it doesn't look good for the people who just come and do whatever they, dislike on my videos or whatever. But that doesn't matter to me, because I'm not trying to, like, if this channel becomes anything at all, cool, but I want to do this because I want to do it. I'm not doing it for any other reason than that. So to see this show kind of play out in a very generic way, and almost in a case where they can be like, and they lived happily ever after, was really smart in their place. But they also threw a little thing, like a little Hunter x Hunter in there, where they're like, well, we haven't discovered, the true purpose of that continent. Like, we haven't even scratched the surface of what's probably over there. And once we do, I want you by my side, Zero. So not only do we have all these people that are probably going to be there, he has Zero and maybe some more people if it comes down to it. But from what I'm seeing, we'll definitely know sooner than later if they actually are going to do another season of this, because I think the people who created, or like who put money into this to have it made, was Netflix. So if Netflix doesn't get that Netflix money for it, I don't see them bringing it back, just because. So that being said, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, or not even Netflix money, but if it doesn't get the viewership that they expect from it, because it's an action and oriented and has some comedy and has a little bit of everything, and it still doesn't do good, okay, let's not give it a second season. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and this show has come to a conclusion. It's safe to say it could go either way. It could be canceled. It could be a season 2. But to be fair, the middle of this show was pretty rough and just like repetitive, and kept doing what it already had done in previous episodes. And so I think that was another reason why people kind of lost interest. And not only that, it didn't feel like there was any true emotion coming out of this character that was our main character, and more emotion out of Zero than anybody throughout all the week's episodes. And we finally got some emotion out of episode 10 through 13, like the last 3 episodes of the overarching stuff that I think could have really saved this show in a grand scheme of just not so much hatred. If there was more grand arcing parts of a story that they could have broken down into separate episodes and then carried them over to next episode, just like these final ones, we would have been in a better shape. But that's also me talking out of ignorance of not knowing the manga or the any of the light novels, if that's how it actually is. If you read one chapter and he literally meets somebody, helps them, goes back to bed, like that could be the chapter, and people are just actually mad that that's how the anime played out as well. So I'm not sure. I'm going to find out, and I hope you guys have an awesome one. So with that, I'm the Anime G. Subscribe if you really enjoy it, because I'll be dropping daily content whenever and however I can. I already have 2 videos up on the channel already from today, new animes, and I still have another one I could start, but I think I'm going to save it for tomorrow, just in case there's only one anime I'm interested in. Then I'll have 2 for you guys to post as well. So I'm still planning. Alright, everybody. Peace.